Good evening, gentlemen. We don't have any ladies in here yet. I'm sure people are going to be coming in, but that really doesn't matter because people will hear it at their own time on the YouTube channel, on the Clueless 8 Trading YouTube channel. The recording is going to be posted there, and you can listen to it at any given time. Today is August 31st, 2017. Absolutely amazingly beautiful day that I should be actually be hanging out there, but trading and all that good stuff. Um, and it's approximately 7:38 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This session will be recorded and, like I said, uploaded to the Clueless 8 Trading YouTube channel, which is a very extremely powerful resource for people trying to understand my methodology with markets and charts and forecasts, which I would say good 80-90% of the time come to fruition. And I have nothing to hide because, and I cannot hide anything because everything is put in the form of visual charts, which basically means money. And those are all there. And this is exactly what we're going to talk about right now. So um, let me just kick in. Full disclosure, this is purely for financial education and not for any solicitation or advice. And let us begin. So first of all, what you're seeing behind you is, let me just get these bookmarks out. Hold on one second. There you go. Okay. Um, is one of the most powerful charts that I created, not because of my own pleasure, but because of the fact that these things are so precise that they have made traders and many traders a significant amount of money. Time to time, I put out member feedback. I get a lot of texts. And obviously, people are happy to text when they're making money. It's just normal human nature, nothing wrong with that. And but when somebody can double their account, like one of our members, Jay Fox, can do, did in 48 hours, 72 hours, you guys got to think, like, what is everyone else doing? You don't need that much money to really get a big bang for your money on things which are up 100%, 160%, 200%, 300% price line. Oh Lord, up 2,000%, 2,000%. You put $1,000 in there, you're taking out 20,000 plus dollars. I mean, it's scary when you think about it. Now, I had a whole bunch of those lottos. Did I hold it all the way up to 20? No, I didn't. I'm not a liar. I'm a straightforward guy. I sold staggered profits all along the way. But look at the end result of that trade alert. You could have bought it at $1.40. So if you put $100 in, that's one contract, you'd be taking out $2,700. I mean, come on, guys. Where does this happen? Only in the markets. Why does it happen? Because of volatility. Who charts volatility and the patterns on the market better than I do? I'm going to take full credit for that. Look, I'm not a peak performance. I could have made $500,000 if I really put in real money and traded every single one of my charts since the crash on Thursday, since the crash on Monday with the North Korean missile launch over Japan. I didn't do that. I did very well. And some of you know that. But am I at peak performance? Nope. I'm at 60% peak performance. The question is that I care about my members. I care about every single, I do, Clueless 8 Trading subscriber. Your few dollars that you're putting in my pocket every single month is not going to make me wealthy. But I want people to participate. That's the reason why I do these sessions. And the only reason, and you guys all have it. You guys are all doing what you're doing in your own lives. But you are missing a huge, huge point. This is the behavioral dynamics, the behavioral game theory aspect of Clueless 8 trading that I'm approaching before we get into the technical charts. The charts are not going to make you the big money. What's going to make you the big money is your own mental capability of handling it. Look, we all lose. We all lose on certain trades. But the question is, and I'm not kidding around, the question is, whatever I lose, I make 3 to 5 times more back. You guys are not doing that. You guys are waiting for perfect moments. I show you perfect moments. When to buy, when to be aggressive. I've talked about it multiple times on my videos. Perfect moments. Through patterns, through candles, through indicators, internals. Yet, I find so many just not there. The silence in the room doesn't bother me. I'm a solar trader. God has created each of us in our own image. We are responsible for our own destiny. But boy, that silence in the chat room or the feedback getting back is the silence of regret and the pain of not necessarily the pain of losing on a few trades because of volatility, but the pain of missing out on this. The pain of missing out on this. Yes, you might have lost on this because we shorted. Maybe you covered too early. It's okay. But you never got in here. You never got in here. You never got in here. And that pain, you can deny it to yourself all you want. You could have made, you lost, I'm just giving a hypothetical example, $100 here. Hypothetical example, you make back 5 times more. $500 here. So what gives? I can't be here as a mentor. People say, I want to learn, I want to learn, I want to learn. The learning, I can teach you the tools. I can show you everything. But the real learning comes for yourself when you go to bed at night and you say, God, help me, because I need the mental grit, the strength to do what is right. What are we doing with trading? And let me just speak very openly, guys, because, we're all friends. We're not doing this because we want to go out there and buy a $300,000 Lamborghini. Yes, I've, some nice things in my life. How about putting it that way? But we're doing this for our family, for their financial security. So our kids can grow up with saying, Dad, look at what you did. Yes, you're successful in your careers. This is passive income or tertiary income on the side that you can make and make more than what you're doing with your job. So you lost 100 here, you lost 200 here. I'm putting 200 here, and you made 500 there. Yet you guys are not there. Yes, you might say I picked the wrong trade and this and that. That's not an excuse. There are multiple trades being put out there. There are multiple lottos being put out there. And we're going to talk about that tonight. You don't have to put big money in. You notice that I don't put out Tesla, I don't put out Google, and that much. I'm putting out cheap options. Apple at $1.50 that go to $4. I'm putting out Russell 2000 at $4 that go to 19. SPX, S&P calls at 4 or 5 that go to 15 or 16. Guys, what if somebody whispered in your ear, like many of you are used to hearing all that? Hey, buy this stock at 4, man. It's going to come up with a drug that's going to cure your sheep. I mean, your fear and your terror. And it's going to go to $20. Well, that's what we're doing with options. Guys, I'm giving you options at 40 cents that are going to $3 multiple times. Look, I'm not like one of those other services which, do you know what I could do with my marketing with the stuff that I do? That I gave Priceline at $1.40, and I will highlight that. Okay? The 1830s when Priceline was down at 1800. These were the calls. September 1, when the stock was at 1800, 1796. I kept on showing the charts. There is no other service out there. And guys, I'm not saying this to basically make myself look like I'm a frigging genius. I am not. But I know the charts better than anyone else out there. I know the companies better than anyone else out there. Just because I don't write a long-winded commentary on those companies, which I used to do when I used to write my reports on Wall Street as a portfolio management guy, means nothing. I'm showing you visually where the levels are, what the 20-day is, where the 50-day is, where the 34-day moving average is. You can deny it all you want, but at night when you go to bed, you should slap yourself because you were not there. Self-denial is the worst form of addiction. It is the addiction to being a loser. It is. And I tell myself that. Self-denial is the addiction of being a loser. You have to wake up, mentally slap yourself to the point where you say, come on, I gotta do this. This guy's showing all this stuff and I'm not doing these trades. I put the September 1 830s. They were at $1.40. The frigging went to $27. Yeah. Somebody say, oh yeah, as if he knew it was going to $27. Guess what? I didn't know it was going to $27. But my chart showed that the stock, and by the way, it's still going higher. But the chart showed that Priceline, which is one of the premier companies in the world, like Amazon, and I've explained this several times and we'll look at the chart too. Nobody compete. I mean, nobody. These are marquee names. When they fall apart, they always revert back to the mean. And what is the mean? The mean is a 34 and the 50-day simple moving average. Everything that I teach on my ACS, on my advanced coaching sessions, that I take my time off to do it. Your ACS, that $50 a session or whatever it is, $60 a session. Try getting these sessions for less than $500 in some real service out there, meaning some big like corporate service. I'm charging peanuts in order, not for my time, to cover my cost of my service. I pay hundreds of dollars to pay for the GoToWebinar. Not hundreds of dollars, but I pay about $300 a month in between everything that I do. And I said Priceline is gravitate towards the 34 and the 50 moving average after crossing over the 20-day SMA. Well, guess what? It blew through that. $1.40 to 27, ladies and gentlemen, is 1,800%. You can't even get that in a frigging casino. especially when it's so structured. So you put $1,400 here. Let's say you put $1,400 here. You got $27,000 here. Hello. Are you going to feel confident enough to do the next trade? Guys, let's say you put $140 here. Let me clean this out. Price line. And I will highlight it because I've done it so many times. Not to this degree, but to it, you know. But we have had 3,000% price line moves on lottos, which we might do tomorrow. I doubt it because it moved up so much. So that's 1,800%. You can get that on a friggin' real estate flip, okay? Doesn't matter how much HGTV that you guys watch. And I've owned properties, I know. I still own properties, and I know. So you put $140 here. You say, listen, I'll take a flyer. And remember, this is how traders are born. They take risk. They take flyers. They don't like look and say, oh, I'm just going to paper trade this. Paper trading is garbage. That's just to learn the techniques. It never is the real deal. Because when you lose on a paper trade, do you really feel the pain? No. You got to feel the pain to know the gain. So $140 goes to not $270, $2,700. My good friend here, Tim, is on vacation. You don't think you'd have loved that? You pay for your frigging vacation to Vancouver. It ain't like you're going to Vienna where you'd have to pay $6,000. That's what I'm talking about. I'm the real deal, guys. I don't want to nurture your bad habits. I want to nurture your good habits. And if that means that I want to keep on harping on, and that's part of my service, on learning the reality of the business, I'm going to do it because I want to help you guys. Sorry about that. I want to help you guys. I don't want to be the one who just says, okay, here are my charts, do whatever you want. But it is tiring me. It is tiresome. And let me just put it another way. And this, listen carefully. The lesser, I said this 1 week ago on my multiple posts on my Twitter feed. $30 billion went out of the market because mom and pop, that includes you guys, okay, took money out of the market, scared, terrified. Why? Because the fat man, the jerk, Kim Il-jung, the Trump, like, so-called indictments. Market doesn't give, excuse my French, a shit. Corporate earnings are good. Everybody is dead scared. Technology is flying. Natural disasters are great for markets. I hate saying that. It's always been the case. I'm a survivor of 9/11, the worst terrorist incident on US soil. I had friends who perished. I almost got blown up. And you're telling me that markets are going to just crumble and fall apart? Markets crumble and fall apart because of credit issues, because we have a major issue with the credit system. And when Janet Yellen goes berserk and start raising rates like nobody's business, that's when markets fall apart. Markets don't fall apart because of overvaluation, over your thinking that, oh my God, this stock is up too much. It can't go any higher. Markets can go a lot higher than what you can imagine. I've said that from when the S&P 500 was at 1,000. And at the lowest bottom, when I was sitting on my desk on Wall Street on March 9, 2009, The S&P 500 hit 666 and 667. I had clients sell out of Apple at $80, and that was pre-split. Right now, Apple post-split is 1,000 plus. Apple split 6-for-1. I don't know if you guys ever remembered that. So Apple is actually at $984 if they didn't split. Some clients sold out at 80. I was always a fighter. I always wanted to help people, just the way I try to help you guys. Except they paid me big commissions. You guys pay me nothing. Okay? And I remember a great guy from Boston. That's my old hometown. My alma mater, Boston University and Babson College, where I did my MBA and my undergrad at BU. And he said, no, it's all over. Okay, it's all over. Frigging right at the bottom of the market. The same thing you guys do all the time. It went from $80 to 984. Gentlemen, can anyone even take a wild guess what that percentage is? Take a wild guess. How about I give you a hint? It's the same percentage that Priceline did in one day today. Can I get a response? Yes, Dan gave you a response. Great. Yes, around 1,130%, 1,200%. Thank you, Dan. Thank you. Guys, I'm not here to preach. I'm just here to help. And honestly speaking, what kills me is I need people to participate in these unbelievable volatility moves, up and down. The VIX thing was a godsend when the fat jerk, the North Korean leader, I shouldn't even call him a friggin' leader, okay? Lobbed that missile over northern Japan, Hokkaido. If anyone knows Japan, they should know where Hokkaido is. And it landed on the other side of the ocean. What if it landed on friggin' Hokkaido's tip? Whatever the case, the VIX calls went nuts. And we're going to talk about this because we have another opportunity to make some serious money on the VIX. Yes, it was luck. Yes, it was tactical charting. And yes, I did tell people that's what is my credibility. To keep on buying those frigging calls at 20 cents, which went to more than $1 or almost $1. That's 400% on your money overnight. Thank you very much. I don't really brag about too much. Yes, I, mention my trades and I say, oh yeah, this and the percentage. Think about other service. They'd be frigging losing it. They're excited about 40% they made on a frigging option. We're talking big numbers. So when somebody's putting this platter of unbelievable gifts in front of you, what the heck is wrong with all of you? And I don't mean you guys, I'm talking in general. That you just like, oh, no, thank you. I don't want to take that money. No, I can't do this. Sorry, I don't like it. What are you guys, a bunch of socialists or communists? Even communists want money. It just boggles my mind, guys. Okay, so a couple of things you have to remember from a behavioral standpoint. All right, and I'm just flicking through charts so you don't look at the same thing. Is the fact that the Russell 2000. Oh Lord. I asked questions in the chat room. Nobody answers. If I was a sensitive guy, I would say, what the F is wrong with you guys? Because you know what's happening? You're sitting there in your little place, in your desk or your big place or whatever it is, and you're saying, and I'll say it, I don't like saying it, fuck, I did it again, man. This is, I just did it again. I could have made so much. He kept on showing the Russell 2000, the made in USA. Hashtag MIUS. He showed it at 1350. He said the big hammer candle, the reversal, the expansion, everything, the crossover over the 20-day moving average, the 50, the 34, the 150. And I still didn't do it. So no one responds. Honestly speaking, I care, but I don't give a flying hoot if anybody talks to me or responds to me on the chat room. The chat room is not important. What's important is the real-time Twitter feed. For you guys, that's where the real money is. It's like a guy walking over with a $10,000 check and saying, this is what you need to do to make that. You just have to be patient. You have to follow the tactical charts. And you got to do, and you just sit back. Sit back. The Russell 2000 was a sit back trade. Nobody responds. That's okay. Do I feel offended? No. What do I care? Do I like you guys? Absolutely. I think all of you are fine gentlemen and ladies and gentlemen. All of you are. That's what's great thing about my service. We have civil people, all political biases and stripes. That's America. But for the last couple of days, I didn't hear a peep out of so many people. That, by the way, is a fantastic thing, as I wrote a few times. The less interested, the more apathetic traders and investors are about the market. $30 billion taken out of the market over the last month or 2 months is the most bullish signal you will get about the US financial markets. And believe me, I know. I was on Wall Street since 1996 till 2010. And I've been in touch with Wall Street, and more so till the present, 2017. The more apathetic you guys are, the more pathetically sorry. Hopefully, you guys feel that, because that's how it's going to change you to become a successful trader and a real money maker. The better off the markets will be. There are people who are actively participating. I know people are trying. And I'm going to mention it. People like Golfy, Corey. He's trying. It's taken him about 2 years. He's been with me for a while. He's getting it. He's getting it. Some people get it faster than others. I'll say another name. Guys like Jason Fox. Smart ass guy, engineer, like mathematical. Because all my stuff is really mathematical. It's very it's very robotic. Because markets are robotic. They're kicking butt. I need more people to kick butt, guys. One trade doesn't define who you are. That's it. That's all I got to say. All right. So, on that note, let's just put it this way. Yes, on a trading side, a lot of people have been bottom line losers, given the fact that so many powerful trades have been put in place. So what? Does that mean they're going to be losers going forward? No. We look forward. We don't look. You don't, as a trader or as a human being, as a person in life, you look forward. You cannot move forward by, like that old saying, you can't drive forward by looking at the rearview mirror. So let's look forward as to what you can do to repair your mental deficiencies. I can do that for you guys. My charts, my hard work, even in the most silent phases of the chat room, I'm still doing my job. Like I love saying, are you doing yours? I don't think so. I'm doing my job. I'm posting. I am putting my quick commentaries. I'm doing my job, guys. And don't give me that excuse like, oh, I don't have that much money to do it. You don't need that much money with the type of performance results that we're doing. So that is a BS excuse. You can take a small $1,000 account and double it in this type of markets. In this type of markets. If the markets go flat and calm, you are not going to get it. You need volatility. You're getting it right now, and you'll be getting it a lot more in September. Do you get it? Look at this. Don't get dizzy, but that's volatility. When the Russell 2000 had that huge bearish candle and hit these levels, I showed every single level where it could go to. Every single so-called brain on Wall Street, including StockTwits guys, including many of you. Oh, that's it. Made in USA. The Russell 2000, I used to say, the small cap infantry always fights back. The Battle of Fallujah. You think I'm out of my mind? Any of you know what the Battle of Fallujah was? Just curious. Because this is what our brave Marines do. Does anyone know what the Battle of Fallujah was back in the late back in the early 2000s? Yes or no? Just say yes or no. I'm not quizzing anyone. The Battle of Fallujah. Dan, this is another thing. I never get any response.
No.
Okay. Dan, do you know? Okay, where is the city? What country? Exactly. Dan
That's in
knows. Iraq. Mike, do you know? Dan, the Battle of Fallujah was one of the most vicious battles our boys fought. And they were completely surrounded. They fought back and they won it. So I used to always say the Russell 2000 is like this, the Battle of Fallujah. We win. We have spent $1 trillion fighting a bogus, stupid ass war in Iraq to make guys billionaires out there. You guys have no idea. Okay? And yet nobody knows where Fallujah is other than Dan and maybe Mike. That's the sad part about our country. We had many, many casualties. 3 of them were my friends. Okay? We won! The Russell 2000 is it! It's time to wake up, guys. I showed this so many times. This was the most oversold index ever. You could have bought something at 4 here. It's at 32 here. Can somebody do the math? That's more than 700%. And it is just about to cross the border of Fallujah, which is the 50-day moving average right there. Is that difficult to understand given the fact that I have written it down? You think this is all of a sudden going to come back and crash down? No. The United States of America was built on risk. The Russell 2000. Why is it called the Russell 2000? Anyone know that? Does anyone know why the Russell 2000 is called the Russell 2000? This is important to your trading, so I'm not just quizzing you. This ain't a game show. Why is it called the Russell 2000, Dan? Okay. Mike represented what? Oh, sorry. Tim, why is it called the Russell 2000?
I don't know why it's called Russell, but I know the 2000 is the smallest. The 2000 small companies in America.
Great. So you guys are all correct. It represents a wide section. The Dow Jones Industrial Average represents how many companies?
30.
Exactly. 30 of the biggest companies. The only reason it actually goes up because Apple and Microsoft are included in the Dow Jones Industrial Average. S&P 500 is 500 of the large companies. The Russell 2000 is a great representation of America. That includes biotechs, that includes oil refineries, that includes all kinds of different companies, tech companies which are small. So let's talk about good things. I'm not that over bullish like crazy. I think the markets are severely overbought here. But let's look over the picture. We are just about to cross the 50-day moving average. Daily, red line is 50, the orange line is 34. If we cross over the 50-day moving average, we're going to the next level. And I've already shown that on multiple charts. That's why I say, for God's sakes, look at my frigging charts. Because these are real-time charts, so they're not annotated as much. My good friend Golf says he looks at my chart before he goes to sleep. I wish him well. That's almost like a nightmare. You know what I'm saying? He looks at his charts my charts before he goes to sleep, but he's passionate. That's great. So you got multiple levels here. Just this move alone is 600% on your money. What the heck are you guys doing? Every single candle is an expansion candle. You can look at that. You guys use computers, right? You guys look at charts, right? Yes? No? Mike says Russell was an investment firm. No. Richard Russell invented the Russell Index. And maybe he had an investment firm. But thank you for the information. Richard Russell is the founder of the Russell Index. Just the way Tom McClellan's father was the inventor of the McClellan oscillator. Let's move on. So you got these green candles expanding beautifully. I'm showing it every day, yet nobody's in it. Look, I'm not here to blame game. What do I care? I don't need to blame anybody because you guys are the ones losing money right, left, and center by not making money. I was talking to my wife about that earlier on. Every time you don't make that extra $100 because you were not in it, because you were not focusing, because you were scared, or whatever it is, I am tired of excuses, is what you're losing money on. What you don't make is what you lose. Am I right or wrong?
You're right, Frank.
I'm dead right, brother. I'm dead right. And you know what Marines do? They scream at themselves. I'm going to put up an article, which was a internal memo that Navy SEALs have put out. They're put through the most vicious, rigorous military exercises imaginable. And you know part of it, Tim. Okay? But part of it is to get angry at yourself. Problem with traders is, one quick behavioral game theory suggestion. I don't advise on stocks, I suggest. But an advice on behavioral game theory. If you don't get pissed at yourself for the stupidity that you all are doing, you will never get anywhere. If you keep on making BS excuses, if our boys at Fallujah, many who perished, and many other battles that we have fought and won in those distant lands, kept on making frigging excuses why they couldn't beat an overwhelming force of enemies, we wouldn't be what we are today. So you guys, please practice a little bit of that. Start getting pissed at yourself, because I do. Why didn't I put $10,000 on the Priceline calls and take home 270? If I had put $10,000 on the Priceline calls that I recommended at $1.40, there would be 200, not 27, gentlemen, $270,000 in how many days? Can somebody tell me how many days? And somebody better tell me how many days, because that means you guys are just completely clueless. Dan's just guessing. He's just saying 1 or 2 because he never bothered looking at the trade. I'm not picking on you, Dan. I'm just telling you straight out. Tim, do you know how many days?
No, I think I missed that one, Frank.
I know you missed a lot. Okay, doesn't matter. Mike, do you know how many days? And remember, this session is going to be heard by many, many people. So it's not like I'm concentrating on you guys. Mike, are you still there? Mike? Okay, forget Mike. In 3 days. In 3 days. And you're telling me that you can put $100, $140 in this. For many traders, from putting 140 to making $2,700, forget this 20, because putting $10,000 lotto, in my opinion, is like unless you have just like, oh, what the hell, like whatever, it's a little bit too much. How about that? 1K is good. 2K, 2,000 is good. 3,000, yeah, depending on the options. But my charts were so goddamn perfect on price, especially when it's coming off the bottom. I don't like buying way off the top because algos will come in and kill you. But we're going to look at Priceline in a quick second. And it was an excellent risk reward scenario, quantifiable risk off the 1800 level. Yes, it slipped back down to what 1790. So F what? What's $10 on a $1,700 stock? Nothing. What's $10 on a $100 stock? Something. That means it's down 10%. What's $10 on a $20 stock? That means you're finished. That means it's down 50%. Everyone get that? Or a $1,700 stock, $1,800 stock, $10. Oh, whoopee. End of the world. 3 days, guys. And I can't even go through all my thing. I need somebody to basically literally archive my trades between the losses and the wins. Look at frigging US Steel that I gave. Went berserk. Bank of America, within 1 hour, it was up 60%. And within 3 days, it was up more than 120%. Hello. Here we go. I showed this down here on the full stochastics down to 0.36. I put big fat arrows. Originally, I alerted here. It was around 1790. It went up a little bit to about 1826. 1790 to 1826, gentlemen, is $36. We made money. Then we got caught on this downdraft a little bit. Then I alerted it here because I noticed that there was a gap fill here. That gap fill, ladies and gentlemen, was 1770. Didn't 1790, I'm sorry. It went to 1770 on that frigging North Korean bullshit. As if nobody's going to fly and go to the beautiful exotic vacations or book hotels. Then came the start of the candle. We got in 1780, 1790. I went all the way up to 1830 because that's where I showed the results. I didn't even say buy it in the money. I said buy it way out, $30 out of the money. I would love to say yes or no, but what the heck does it matter, yes or no? Because you guys are going to say yes because I did it. To help you guys. You see my passion in my voice? I feel like frigging crying because none of you were in it. Honestly, seriously. I used to be passionate with my clients. That's why they loved me. I had big shot clients, $30 million clients. Institutional and retail, big shot guys. They loved my passion. You know what they like more? I had the knowledge to back it up. not just bullshit passion like you see in other services and StockTwits and all these guys. Oh yeah, market's definitely going to go higher. Yeah, right. And look where it's going to kiss. Right there. Like that beautiful girl that you knew or maybe married at 1861. There's a good frigging shot. Trading is a probability game that it's going to kiss the 20-day moving average right there, the blue line at 1860. What did the stock close at? 1852. It frigging probably opens at 1860 in the morning anyway. And that's it. That's the end of price line. BS. Price line, market withstanding, will go to 1885, which I have the line drawn here, just in case you guys didn't notice, right there. And the 50-day moving average is at 1912. Gravitation to the 50 is generally a common occurrence with big cap, powerful stocks. So you got 1852 here, we closed that. And we got another 50 frigging points that we can trade it. Is it going to be a straight line? No. Absolutely not. It's going to hit this level here, which was the big supply zone. One second. Because I don't want to do an advanced coaching session here. I'm just showing you some basic stuff. I'm going to go over the pattern symmetry thing, and that's it. You want to use my brain to make more money? Well, pay a few coins to cover the cost of my services. I keep on hearing in the chat room for a few people, I'm learning. Yeah, keep on learning. Because I'm not going to be, and I said it today very openly, because I'm straightforward and honest. I got my own trading book. I'm posting unbelievable alerts, right, left, and center, all day long. And then I'm supposed to be an online tutor on a real-time basis. I mean, what the heck? Maybe, you should just marry me. I mean, come on, guys. Seriously, think about it for a minute. Everyone else is going to hear it. Don't take it the wrong way. It's a fact. I give a lot on my service, including what we are seeing tonight. And don't expect more, please. So the 20-day moving average, 1862. The 50 is right there. Does this look like a nice cup that's about to form? Absolutely. So first it's when it hits 1885, which is still 32 points from here, which is nothing percentage-wise. You're going to see a handle that gets built. That'll be a pullback of 20, 25 points, and if price line really wants to go higher, which I believe it does, it is going to move straight up to the 1900 level. And you can buy calls way further out. Now, unless the dynamics of the market change and there are some multiple terrorist attacks and travel comes down hard, airlines get hit, that's a different story. That's my job to notify you guys. But this is the technical pattern. An inverse head and shoulder, a cup formation. Once it hits towards this level, it will create a small handle, and a small means 20, 30 points. And then it's going to break out. Given if things are market permitting. And it's going to kiss the 50-day moving average. And if price line truly is a stock that's broken, it will never enter over 1931, just the way it's printed here. And if it enters this channel, God help the shorts, because they're already freaking out right now. That gap fill is at 2000. That gap fill right here is 2032. The lower gap fill is 1924. The minute it hits this, and if it crosses over on big volume, you got a big fat gap. So is it too late to buy it? No, I don't think so. These are downtrending lines. So they first have to cross that over, the 20, the orange line, the 34, and the 50. But the 50 and the 34, that's advanced coaching stuff. So I'm not going to go get into that. Okay. And there is this big channel. Let's take a quick look, a good look at this pattern symmetry chart that would have made you guys feel like you were the ultimate ballers, like we say, right? Ever see the show Ballers? Excuse my French, ladies. Trading is about cojones, which Tim knows what it means. This was a perfect chart. This was a lots of volatility. So what was this chart all about, which I kept on talking about? I said this was a pattern symmetry from 811. This was 811. That's exactly what happened. In between, we created a massive multiple bottom move. All these different news items, one after another. We went up. That's a cup. That's a handle. Then we went into a trading zone. I printed it multiple times. We went into a consolidation zone, which was good for roughly about 12 points. I even wrote it down. And then came the Fat Man jerk North Korean missile launch over Hokkaido, Japan. That was a black swan event. And that was Monday. So boom. Were we prepared? We were absolutely prepared. In between our calls, and I did say reduce exposure. Do I know what the heck the fat jerk is going to do in North Korea? In Pyongyang? That's what it's called, right? Pyongyang? Absolutely no idea. But once you get to the upper end of the level and you can break it, that's why these arrows are. What are these arrows? These arrows are your money makers. They're telling you where you need to buy and sell. If I disappear during the day, you could just trade this chart on your own based on the levels and the arrows that I'm showing. I said reduce long exposure. Buy the VIX. Keep on buying it. 20 cents. 20 cents. 24 cents. They went to almost $1 or 93 cents. Gentlemen, you had a 400% gain. And I know some of you did it. But how many could you buy at 20 cents? You could have bought 100. Let me change this color. You could have bought 100 and not be on the street on welfare, right? 100 calls at 20 cents. How much is that? That's $2,000. Okay, you say, I don't want to put $2,000 in the VIX because, this market is strong. Okay, how about 50 calls? But let's stick to 2,000. And those went to $1. So your $2,000 was your $2,000 that you put in on 100 VIX. And I said, my charts are very precise in the VIX. Okay, at 20 cents, that's $2,000 went to roughly 1. That means you sold it for, 10,000. So forget about 2,000 go to 10,000. How about 500 going to 5,000? How about we keep on lowering the number? How about $100 going to 500? We're getting to one of those points. And I'm not going to go over it tonight. Look at my chart. Look what I'm saying about the VIX. Look what I'm showing about the macro falling wedge. I can't be any more simpler. It's coming. We're going to get one more of these events. I hope it's not another missile attack, but there's going to be a pullback in the market. You might not get 400% on the VIX, but you could get 200% on just a natural dip in the market off this rising wedge. Want to know the dynamics of candles and patterns? Sign up for the ACS. I spend enough time and energy explaining a lot of this stuff. Like, well, put your time and energy in learning it. And we're coming. It's coming because this is the first pattern symmetry completion right here. Can it blow up and blow out and go all the way here and go to make a new high in the SPX within the next 24 hours? Sure it can. Sure it can, because there are way too many bears out there. But I am looking at the probability of it happening, and I say the probability is a little bit low. We're going to find some major resistance at these pivotal points. This was when the Trump Economic Council resigned. And I said short the market because that is not a good thing. Did I know we're going to completely collapse? No. But I go with my knowledge, my hunch, my tactical charts, and I tell my people what to do. What you guys do, that's your business. And most of you guys don't do your job when it comes to trading. And if you were doing this in your real job, you would be fired. As my good friend Donald Trump would say, you would be fired. Honestly. Because you're not doing your job the way you should be doing it. Anyway. So, point is, listen to my other videos. I said the SPX, the RUT are the best ways to play the market. I said it. Do I diversify? Absolutely I do. I see opportunities. I wish I had a $20 million book to trade everything that I'm showing. Look at Regeneron. I showed it at $4. The frigging thing went today, the 485 calls. And I know some people made a crap load of money. They went to $15 because Regeneron hit what I thought it was going to get hit, $500. Don't believe me? Look at my charts. See, that's the best thing about my service. You have to look at my charts. Now, some people who are the ultimate complainers, whiners, losers, they'll say, oh, look at MRO, this, that. Fine. I take responsibility for it. Actually, I have no responsibility for any of you. But I say, okay, that didn't work short term. What about the other 19 that work, other 10 that work, other 5 that work? Huge. What about Alibaba all the way from 140, or to be honest with you, I alerted the stock at 95. That went to $175. How about Amazon? When it was at 930, everyone's like, oh, Amazon, you know, the media's like, oh, Amazon, blah, 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 blah. Amazon hit 981 today. Tesla, that is one of my best charts out there. Trading within a range. Apple, up $7 from what I said it was going to go. And those are cheap calls, by the way. They're $1.50. They went to 4 plus. So anyway, looking at the pattern symmetry chart here, coming down to it, this should be form of resistance. I don't game the market. I don't control the market. Oh, you want to hear something funny? I got to say this, guys, and you guys have a good laugh. This kid joined the service, never bothered understanding, because my stuff is advanced. And when you're a little bit, you know, like they say, when you are a little bit more advanced, and I'm not taking, you know, this is not a hubris statement, okay? I'm just telling you straight out. Maybe I should be a dumb jerk, like, yo, buy the fucking dips, you know, oh shit, this and that, right? Then I would be more amenable to a lot of people. So this guy tells me your charts are full of shit. You don't know what the heck you're doing. I could do this any day I want. I said, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Why don't I just refund you back the month or 2 that you were in, never bothered learning anything. And then on top of that, I was extremely polite because I could have ripped his head out, this kid. Okay? I'm a New Yorker, man. We can be very vicious when pushed the wrong way. Ask Mr. Trump. Okay? He's a New Yorker too. I'm extremely polite with this guy. He's a kid. He's in his 20s, whatever. That's fine. Age doesn't matter. Some people at that age are extremely mature. On the day that we had and this is a fact, okay? On the day we had that big drop, the North Korean missile launch, scary day, to be honest with you. I expect the market to go down more, to be honest with you. I was just happy that we had the VIX calls as protection and we had reduced long positions, right? The first text I get, unbelievable. First thing goes, "Hey, how are your calls doing?" And I said, "What?" I said, "I just made like a gazillion bucks on my VIX options, and I'm down a little bit on my other long position. I'm looking to buy it because this is a major zone." And the guy goes, "How are your calls doing?" Like rubbing me under the thing. I said, "Do me a favor. Take my number off your cell phone and don't bother, please." And he goes, "It's your loss." This is the kind of idiots I have to deal with at times. I don't hate him. He's a nice kid. He's lost. He'll never be really wealthy. And this is a lesson to be learned. I felt like writing back to him today or even the same day because the market turned like a monster, right? And we kept on buying right here. And all of you know that. And I know some of you did. And many of you who didn't, I don't know what to say. Okay? Monstrous move. Tactical monster move. I felt like saying, my calls? How about you put $1 here and take $8 here? 700%? That's pretty much what the markets did. This is what I'm talking about, this business. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. Stop complaining about what you did wrong or didn't do wrong. Stop blaming me. Actually, I don't really care who blames me or not. Because I'm doing my best. I'm showing some unbelievable wealth making opportunities. And I don't like using those words because I'm not in the business of making you rich. If I was in the business of making you rich, pay me $2,000 a month. Go to, give me Tony Robbins type of thing. $10,000 for a bullshit 10-part course. Okay? I'm in the business of telling you what the facts of the markets are, and you will make yourself wealthy using the tools that I'm giving you for a pittance of a price. And this kid tells me, how are your calls doing? It's hilarious. You know what they say? Never stoop down. Always take the high road. Always take the high road. I take the high road. On that note, guys, let me just put it this way. We have a lot of opportunities coming. You guys know what you have to do. You want to really learn the trade? You gotta basically put in the few extra bucks and sit with me for that hour and a half. It goes beyond 2 hours sometimes on the coaching thing because I really teach people. And last chart I'll show you, well, that's a Vago. Killer move. Killer is the VIX. The VIX is in the gutter. So keep buying it based on these technical levels. If the VIX gets cheaper, ladies and gentlemen, it'll just give you a better price entry. 40 cents become 30 cents, no problem. Does the market go one way straight up? Never. So if you missed all these opportunities that I've given you, well, you have another one coming. I do believe the market will retrace based on everything that I'm seeing. This was my Russell 2000. It's going frigging higher. The Battle of Fallujah. Okay? It's not even close to what it should be. And if you look at my charts, and if you don't, then don't bother having any hope of making any money, because this is the level it might go to. This is the IWM. This is where I alerted. Okay? But that's major resistance here. But can it float higher here? Absolutely. And looking at where we are right now, this is a very sharp rising wedge. This was the big move at this was the today was the 31st, right? Okay, so we did it like 3:30 in the afternoon, and then at 3:45 this was the big sell-off. big candle, it's telling me the big boys are saying, you know what, I'm going to take some profits away. Does it mean the start of a bear market? No. It simply means it's going to come down to levels that I have shown on my charts. And do take the liberty and the time to do it, because it's going to make you a lot more money. Okay? So the bottom line is, this candle means you don't want to keep on chasing things. Today was the last day of August. What did I tell people on my previous video cast? Never short in any big way. Hedges are fine. Always be insured. That's my motto. Okay? Never short hard. Labor Day weekend. You guys all know that. Never short Thanksgiving weekend. Never short Christmas weekend. Big holidays, you don't short the market that hard. It will pull back. This is a rising wedge. We might get a nice pullback here. This would be a great buying opportunity. So far, the bull market is still on, guys. So if I'm sharing all these amazing, not just words, but charts for all of you guys to benefit from, and you guys are not doing it, well, I don't have anything to say. On that note, let me just put it this way. There's a lot of ways to make money. Stop looking backwards on what you did wrong. Look forward to what you're doing right. This is a real-time E-minis. Right now, futures are up $1.50. We are seeing negative divergence. I even write it down. I can't deliver more than what I'm delivering. I'm doing my job. Are you doing yours? And that's the question you have to ask yourself. Have a great evening. See you guys. And God bless. And please mentally calibrate. Welcome to Clueless Trading. Good night.